Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
How did you make Clark or Superman different to the previous interpretations?
I didn't really focus on making them different. What I wanted to do was just, go straight from the source material. I didn't even watch the movies or the TV shows to do my research. I went straight to the comic books. And so I wasn't really focusing on trying to make anything different. What I think has been made different, though, just by the way we've done stuff in this movie, is that we get to see the soul of Superman a lot more. We get to see Clark as a human being and going through very real-world struggles that we all go through.
You have to keep this side of yourself a secret.
What was I supposed to do? Just let him die?
Maybe.
What was the reason for not watching or, reading?
Well, I just didn't want to, have another actor's interpretation affect my own.
Oh, okay.
As much as there are amazing ways of telling the story, I wanted to make sure that this was just, my way and purely my way. So the character just seemed, I don't know, more in sync with the storyline.
The suit was really cool, but did you have to time your bathroom breaks when filming it?
I very much had to time my bathroom breaks. It was a very tricky part of shooting, and in Chicago it wasn't so bad because it was the middle of the summer and it was very, very hot, so I could drink water all day and just get very sweaty and it was fine. But in Vancouver, where it was very cold, I wasn't sweating or anything, so I literally had to ask the guy on set every time between setups. I said, "How long do we have?" And he would say, 5 minutes. And I would say, "Is that a movie 5 minutes or a real 5 minutes?" And he'd say, "Okay, movie 5 minutes." And I went, "Okay, 25 minutes then, I'll be right back." And it took about 15 minutes to, go to the loo and come back, and it was tricky, but I got it done.
But that doesn't mean I'm your enemy.
Who is?
That's what I'm worried about.
Can you still remember your first lines from the film?
I think it's, "You're safe now," I think.
We have, "Hey, leave her alone, man."
Hey, leave her alone. Oh, you mean actually from the storyline as opposed to the first lines I shot? Yeah, hey, leave her alone, man. That was in the, we actually renamed that bar a couple of times, but in the bar, yeah.
Does Superman have a bad side?
Does he have a bad side? He has a very human side in the sense that he can react emotionally to things, but he doesn't have a malicious side. He never does anything with evil intent.
Not in the slightest?
No, it's not his style. I mean, he may react emotionally to something, but he wouldn't want to do something deliberately nasty.
You're British. How hard is it to remember to keep an American accent? And did you have help?
Well, I trained very hard to the American accent for about 3 months before we started shooting. And one trick I did every time I got to set in the morning was I'd start the American accent and I wouldn't stop it until I went home that evening. And so it was just easier to stay in that way. As opposed to, try and remember to start again every time we said action.
In the film, it's clear that Lois needs Clark or Superman to protect her, but do you think Superman needs her too?
Very much so. I think Superman, or Clark, she saved him in the sense that he realized there's an honesty to humanity, which he wasn't expecting. I mean, when he is very clear and open with her, she allows him to be open and helps him keep his secret, as opposed to what he always feared mankind would do.
Cool, well, thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much.
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready.